Yo, what's up, guys? Hang on, let me pause that. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, good seeing you guys again. So, today I am diving into the eighth habit. So, it's kind of like the sequel to the seven habits of highly effective people. And this book has really, really profoundly kind of altered my perspective of the seven habits and kind of changed my view on who I am. Really, really fascinating stuff. But essentially, the seven habits is how to be a very effective person, whereas the eighth habit is then how to take that effectiveness and do greatness with like your unique personal contribution, with your unique set of talents and strengths. So it's been really cool to go through the exercises here in the eighth habit. And again, I'm just doing this so that I can better learn for myself and to better also learn how to better communicate these ideas to others because they actually are extremely powerful and profound in my life, and they've changed this direction and the power and guidance and even like inner security, like the wisdom, like just like how I view the world. Been a very impactful experience. And so I'm doing this so I can better do that, but also hopefully others will catch on and buy into it because it is literally the greatest thing that you could ever do. You can't not do this stuff. You don't have time to not do this. So let's get right into it. Um, Today I wanted to talk about vision. So express that vision. It's the first intelligence or capacity that Stephen Covey talks about. So there are four of them. There's vision, discipline, passion, and then conscience. So the vision relates to the mind, discipline relates to the body, and then passion relates to the heart, and conscience relates to the spirit or like your soul. It's like you're like your calling. Um, and so vision is the first one that he talks about, and actually super powerful. But it says here, um, I'm just gonna read it and kind of just give you guys my thoughts. So vision is seeing a future state with the mind's eye. Vision is applied imagination. All things are created twice. First, a mental creation. Second, a physical creation. The first creation, vision, is the beginning of the process of reinventing oneself or of an organization reinventing itself. Okay, first off, this idea of reinventing yourself blew my mind. I think it was the third time I went through the seven habits. And habit two talks about like rescripting yourself, like reinventing who you are. This powerful concept of learning how to understand and become self-aware of your own paradigms, of like why you do the things that you do. But he says that like because we are human and not animals, we have the capacity to actually rescript our beliefs, to choose our own values, to choose our own like even emotions. Like we are not hostage to our emotions. We can feel happy in dark times, or we can feel unhappy in pleasant times. It's like our choice, you know. And so this idea of reinventing oneself is so powerful because it says I am the creator of my circumstance. I am the programmer, and I can literally choose whatever I want and make it happen. So, continuing on, it says it represents desire, dreams, hopes, goals, and plans. But these dreams or visions are not just fantasies, they are reality not yet brought into the physical sphere. Like the blueprint of a house before it's built, or musical notes in a score just waiting to be played. Um, this reminds me of like, I played soccer growing up, and it's like when the schedule comes out, right? You like are paired up against teams or whatever. And that's exactly what this is talking about. That's the first creation, right? So like my team is scheduled to play against like Sparta, right? And like has it happened yet? No. But will it happen? Yes. And so vision is this idea of being able to see what's possible in the future. And then if you're proactive enough, which granted, you actually won't even think of vision and think of possibilities in the future if you're not proactive. Like if you don't actually believe that you can create your own life, you actually won't even take the time or energy or even being aware of the fact that you are able to see that future. Like you won't even like dive into it. You'll just be like, well, that's a waste of my time. I don't actually think I can do it. So it's like not worth my energy, which it totally is, but you just won't believe that. And so, um, like the soccer games are already played. It's like it's already happened, or at least might as well have, right? So it says here, most of us don't envision or realize our own potential. William James said, most people live in a very restricted circle of their potential being. We all have reservoirs of energy and genius to draw upon of which we do not dream. Each of us has immeasurable power and capacity to reinvent our lives. So true. One of just my passions that I just can't get over, and like I'm like pretty obsessed with, is this idea of tapping into potential. Like a quick story, my buddy and I, my roommate actually, we went and took an ice bath this morning. And he's from Finland, and so he like does ice baths. But he like has some kind of like, I'm not quite sure what it is, but when his like feet and like calves hit cold water, they like the pain is like 20 times more than what it should be. So for him, it's just a hop in, hop out. Um, and so I was in there for probably a minute, I would say, about about a minute in this in the ice river. Um, and afterwards, we were in the car and shivering, trying to get warm. But we were like, "Hey," or he was like, "Dude, Josh, like, thanks for inviting me. Like, I feel amazing right now. Like, I feel like I've won the morning and won the day." He was like, "Dude, like, thank you for inviting me. Um, like, you are a rare specimen, you know." And although that was cool, it's like I don't share that story to like brag about that. I share it because that line caught my eye, and I said, "I was like, I don't actually feel like I'm anything special, like I'm better than anyone. I just feel like because I've gone through like lots of trainings, like door to door sales, or like actually applying myself to true principles, like to truth, and like just being a truth seeker and centering myself on those principles and eternal laws, that I have gained like this power, this security, this wisdom, this guidance. But like it's actually within everybody. Like everyone has the capacity to do that. Like everyone can do great things and be a quote unquote rare specimen. It's just that nobody does the effort or puts in the energy to actually like figure out who they are and what they're capable of. No one sees their own potential or dreams of it. They'll just play to not lose in life, which is generally how most people do it. And I just disagree with that mentality. But that's what the William James is saying here. When most people live in a very restricted circle of their potential being, like I've just been able to increase my circle of influence to where now I'm like winning public victories. But like everyone has that immeasurable power and capacity, and so I'm obsessed with like figuring out how to tap into that. How do you take someone who was in my shoes 3 years ago, and how do you bring them up to the level that I'm at now? But like what's the process of doing that? Because I've like gone through it, but it's been very like cool for me to go back and figure out like, okay, like what were the steps? Like how did I actually go about doing that? So really cool there. And okay, continue on. Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Memory is past, it is finite. Vision is future, it is infinite. Vision is greater than history, greater than baggage, greater than the emotional scars of the past." When somebody asked Einstein what question he would ask God if he could ask one, he replied, "How did the universe start?" Because everything after that is just math. And after thinking for a while, he changed his mind. He said, "Instead, I would ask, why was the universe created? Because then I would know the meaning of my own life." Okay, that's really cool for me because if you know the meaning of your life, like your own personal contribution to the world, it is so much easier and like happier of a life. Like you may be doing things that are harder from like the world perspective, but in reality, it's like very much, it's way easier. Like the decisions you make are just like they're fat decisions, and like you don't take a lot of time to actually think about it. Like no, like I know why I'm here. I know what I'm doing. I know this is very important to me. And you also, of course, see like that the vision of like your own self, like like why you're there. You see yourself in a completely different light, which changes everything. I have this dream of creating my own university, and so there are times when I'll be in like a situation and I'll think, well, um, like would a president of a school like act like this, or like how would my 45-year-old self when I'm in that job position, like how would he act, right? And that's like been super cool to be able to take the ideas from him and like use that vision in order to empower my life right now. I hope that makes sense. But super impactful for me, and knowing like why I'm here and like my unique contribution to the world. And perhaps the most important vision of all is to develop a sense of self, kind of like I was talking about, a sense of your own destiny, a sense of your unique mission and role in life, a sense of purpose and meaning. When testing your own personal vision, first ask yourself, does the vision tap into my voice, my energy, my unique talent? Does it give me a sense of calling, a cause worthy of my commitment? Acquiring such meaning requires profound personal reflection, asking deep questions, and visioning. Literally exactly what I was saying. Just about like your unique personal contribution to life. Like what are you about, right? Being able to see the potential in yourself, which a lot of people don't. I have a younger brother who super has like pretty low self confidence, and it's getting there. It's rising, um, but it's like it's interesting to see how him and I just view ourselves completely differently, and that even like because of the fact that I have such a confident view of myself and like my own destiny and unique contribution mission, that also like because I have that paradigm, it then translates to other people, and I then see them as powerful beings with immense capacity. And so when people say like, "Oh, like I'm weak," or like I'm stupid, or like, "Oh, stuff," I'm like, it just confuses me. I'm like, no, it's like not who you are at all. Like you're a proactive individual who has so much potential and power. Like let's tap into that. Like let's figure that out. And like that's exciting to me to like be able to dive into someone and be like, bro, like let's freaking figure this out and make it happen. I love it. A couple of the buddies I sold with last summer, I was able to help them do that, and literally one of like the greatest things in my life, seeing where they are now and seeing their like life choices and their values. It's just like, guys, it's just amazing. I literally do not have words to describe it. But going on, the author, filmmaker, and world-renowned storyteller Sir Lawrence von der Bost said, "Without vision, we all suffer from an insufficiency of data. We look at life myopically, that is, through our own lens, our own world. Vision enables us to transcend our autobiography, our past, to rise above our memory. This is particularly practical in human relationships and creates a magnanimity of spirit toward others." So yeah, I think exactly what I'm saying. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself right now, but it's like it's just looking at the world accurately. Like, what is the actual truth, and seeking that out, not defining it by like your social status or how much money you have or what people think of you. Like, what is actually life? Like, who are you actually? Like, don't let other people define you. Like, figure out for yourself who you are. Become that like self-aware person. And as you do that, like it brings an entirely new meaning and purpose into all of your relationships across all of your roles, whether you're a husband or father or like coworker or CEO or boss or dentist or like son, grandson, cousin, whatever it is, like or in your church callings, like seeing yourself as a powerful being is like I dare say as a child of God, because it's true, like will change the way you do everything. Literally every decision you make will alter if you have that paradigm in mind, if you view yourself as such. Um, when we talk about vision, it's important to consider, okay, This is good. It's important to consider not only the vision of what's possible out there, but also the vision of what we see in other people, their unseen potential. Vision is about more than just getting things done, accomplishing some task, achieving something. It is about discovering and expanding our view of others, affirming them, believing in them, and helping them discover and realize the potential within them, helping them find their own voice. Um, Stephen Covey has this idea that very very powerful idea, but to like true vision and true leadership is seeing the worth and potential in others and then communicating that so clearly that they begin to see it in themselves or they're inspired to see it in themselves. He says that that's the true essence of leadership. I'm going to repeat that. To see the worth and potential, and I'm paraphrasing here, but pretty much the same, to see the worth and potential in others and to communicate that worth and potential so clearly they're inspired to see it in themselves. Ponder on that. Think on that. Because it's very, very powerful. It's amazing. Um, says here, cultivating the habit of affirming people, of frequently and sincerely communicating your belief in them, particularly teenagers who are going through their second identity crisis, is supremely important. It's a relatively small investment with incalculable, unbelievable results. Again, remember the incredible effect it has upon us when someone communicates his or her belief in us when we don't believe in ourselves. So facts. So facts. I remember I received a text from one of the upper leadership in Moxie where I work, and he basically did that. Basically affirmed like my worth and potential and communicate that clearly, and it like really gave me like a boost in motivation and confidence, and um, like really helped me to truly believe in myself and in my own power. And it was a very meaningful thing to me, and he probably doesn't even know about it, but like I am grateful for what happened, and it's because he communicated my worth and potential clearly enough to where I was inspired to see it in myself, and that's actually made a huge difference in my life. Um, and so I think I guess my takeaways from vision is being able to see the worth and potential of ourselves or the organizations that we work for, like our own teams, being able to like just see that we're powerful beings and that we can actually do a lot of good in this world, and we just need to tap into it. And that also seeing the worth and potential of other people and like affirming that and communicating that, because a lot of times people, even like myself included, like we don't necessarily see that. It's like we have these glasses on, but like we don't actually like we're not aware that they're on and how they alter our perspective in life. And so being able to affirm people's worth and potential will shift those glasses and put accurate ones on, because it's true. Everyone does have a unique set of strengths and talents. And the ability to see that and to communicate that and to believe that will drastically change the meaning and purpose of your life. Um, that's my take for on Envision today. Thank you for watching this, guys. I'm gonna do discipline next, so hop on for that. It's gonna be good. Thanks, guys.